Bills. Yeah, Harry's feeling it.
Politics as usual.
Bills linebacker Von Miller. And just to say Bills linebacker, we were talking about this on This Just In, Harry and I, yesterday. It's a terrific show, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Handsome host. Bills, you could argue Alden Smith or you could take another guy. But when I think of my all-time team, and I know, Ray Lewis got the middle linebacker spot, and obviously LT got one of the outside spots and the prime one. He's coming off the right side. The other linebacker, the defensive ends, everyone's always got the same guys. Now it's Aaron Donald, and probably throw Joe Green, and if you're doing a 4-3, and on the edge, and Bruce Smith, and call it a day, right? And then some people should mention J.J. Watt. He had an incredible run, and but that third linebacker's up for debate. To me, it's Von Miller. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He had a huge effect on both Super Bowl wins, right, with 2 different teams. Yep. And I really thought this could have had a good chance. I mean, I didn't think they were going to win it, but they were one of the teams that had a chance to win. And if they did, he'd have a huge play in it, right? Part of it.
And that's what you brought him there for.
You brought him there for it. He signed in the offseason 6 years, 120. He leads the team in pressures at 38. Remember when it was the Rams are getting a guy back there who's a little past it, but he's still kind of good. No. He went on to sign 6 and $120. He's double the next closest player on the team, Greg Rousseau, who has 17. We're talking about pressures, quarterback pressures. And he leads the team in sacks. Here is Von Miller giving an update on his status.
Bills Mafia was good. I'm good, man. I'll be right back, man. Mentally, I couldn't be in a better spot, man. And I think that is the majority of it, man. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't say I hate it for you. None of that stuff. Because I am good. I'm excited for the opportunity to show my teammates how tough I am, how hard I work, and, how important that this means to me, man. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, man. All love and respect. Don't blink, baby.
He ain't going to be back this year. Can the Buffalo defense be elite this season without Von Miller?
Well, I'll say this first about the defense. And the first 7 games of the season, they were only allowing 14 points per game. I looked at the last 5. They're allowing 22.2 points per game. So that's an issue. When I look at a guy like Von Miller, you can't, substitute what he means to a team because he's going to demand double teams a lot of the time. So now that leaves other guys on the defensive line one-on-one. That's how you create one-on-ones. With him gone, I honestly think that Gregory Rousseau, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, who I played with in Tennessee, we call him Big Suge. I'm gonna get on Big Suge and tell him he got to step up now. It's time to be Suge. All those guys, Shaq Lawson, they're going to have to step up that much more. But we also got to remember it's not the end of the world. This was the #1 defense in football in 2021. Now, granted, you get to a game in the playoffs when you're playing Patrick Mahomes and you need that closer, that's where a guy like Von Miller comes into effect and comes to play. They don't have that anymore. And you still got to remember, Joe Burrow's surging right now. Patrick Mahomes is going to always be Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson is going to be back. So you look at those 3 guys and you ask yourself as a defense, can we still overcome Von Miller not being with us if those guys have the ball at the end of the game? Can we trust our defense to get a stop?
You beat the Dolphins. Don't forget, the Bills aren't exactly tearing it up in the AFC East this year, You can beat the Patriots, haven't beaten the Jets or the Dolphins, right?
But my moral of the story, though, is that this team is not going to go in shambles because they didn't have Von Miller last year, and they were the #1 defense in football. Guys are just going to have to step up that much more. Milano, Edmonds at the linebacker position, who I think Milano is playing fantastic football, but he's going to have to step up that much more. They just got Tre'Davious White back. Right, in that secondary. He's going to be able to get more games under his belt, get his legs up under him. Let's see how effective he can be. But more guys around that defense is going to have to step up more.
The thing about Von Miller is because he commands double teams, I really look at that Rams defense last year, and it was almost unfair. You have Aaron Donald. On a team with Aaron Donald, that's the dude you got to try to stop. They doubled him. It didn't matter. He ended the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl on consecutive plays in the Super Bowl, stopping the run and pass. And then when you put Von Miller on that with a guy like that already on the team, it's like a cheat code on defense. Yep. You see what happens when you took Von Miller off the defense for the Rams. Not the same. But on this team, maybe it's even more because he has to be the Aaron Donald, different position, but he has to be the guy who does it. And so it's more of a tipping point. Here is Josh Allen on Von's absence.
Obviously sucks losing him, guy of his caliber. You know, what he came here to do. Obviously, we wish he's out there, with us, and we're praying for him. We're keeping him in our hearts. But the only way is forward, and, guys got to step up, and collectively we got to come together and, try to, like I said, come together and diminish his absence as much as possible. Yeah, it's the NFL. It's hard to win in this league. There's going to be adversity every step of the way, and luckily we've got the guys that we do in this locker room. I thought our front office did a good job of bringing in the guys that we've brought in, for situations like this.
How much added pressure, Harry Douglas, is there now on Josh Allen in the offense without Von Miller on defense?
Well, it's a lot more, but that's what makes me nervous, Max, because we already know when Josh Allen tries to do too much, that's when the turnovers come, right? A lot of teams are going to know to play them zone coverage, and that's where he gets in trouble. That's not the man coverage that teams play, but I don't want him to say, you know what, I got to do that much more, because we've seen from two quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, when they have to put that Superman cape on, that's when things start to, being disarray.
The design run guys
exactly.
who also have cannon laser arms, right? They have to do everything.
And you don't want that.
And we're going to get into Lamar Jackson a little later, too, in this contract year, the Aaron Judge stuff, the whole thing. And he kind of did the same thing. I thought he'd have 60 touchdowns. I'll tell you why I think the Ravens are still a sleeper in the NFL to win the Super Bowl, Harry. And you know what, Harry? The question is, where is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson? Are they in? You'd assume so, right? Who's in, who's out of my top 10 NFL quarterbacks list? That's coming up, Harry. Yes, you played 9 years, right? How many years? 10 years in the league. Oh, you got to that 10. Nice for the pension and everything. But yes, you did. But I have simulated seasons on Madden, so we're going to do my top 10. $2,500 at a time. And we tell you, hey, you got to text the winning word to 777-000, and you're entered for your chance to win. It really was that simple. A ton of people. So $200,000 times 4 is what I just say is 80 different people won $2,500. I'm wrong about that. But anyway, I'll figure out the math in a second. We picked some winners, but of the 80 people we texted, not everyone claimed their prize.
What?
There's some unclaimed prizes. And with the holidays coming up, we thought it was crazy not to give the money away. So their loss is your gain. We got more money to give away.
Let's do it.
We're going to give you all the details on Monday's show. Make sure you tune in to hear more. With Von Miller out for the season, Harry, how much added pressure is there now on Josh Allen in the offense after this word from Omega Accounting? Small business owners, lend us your ears. You may have overpaid on your payroll taxes during COVID. If you continue to pay employee wages during the pandemic, Omega Accounting Solutions may be able to help you recover a refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Schedule a free 10-minute call with Omega to find out whether or not you qualify. It's that simple. 800-704-2000. With any ERC questions, 800-704-2000. Or visit OmegaTaxCredits.com before the filing window closes or funds run out.
Grady.
The next coach is going to come in and say he can fix Russell Wilson, and then he's going to get fired. So Russell Wilson is going to be that rare quarterback that can actually get two coaches fired.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern.